Let's jump right in. We're going to be tracing the sleeve pattern piece in the correct size and transfer all of the markings. The length of your sleeve is completely up to you, but I find by using the lengthen and shorten line on the Fleetwood dress pattern, it gives me the perfect elbow length sleeve that I was looking for. To determine the center of your sleeve, we're going to be taking the bottom edge and the shoulder notch, and at a 90-degree angle draw a line. I want my tie to sit slightly towards the front, so I'm locating the front by looking at the single notch, and then I'm going to be measuring 1.5 centimeters from our middle line. Draw an 8 centimeter line for your slash line. Everything about this tie is completely customizable. You can have it dead straight in the center, you can even have it towards the back, it's up to you. Now to drafting the tie pattern piece, we are going to be making a rectangle 60 centimeters by 7.5 centimeters or 24 inches by 3 inches. You can customize this tie to go for any look that you desire. I am making a shorter and broader tie, but you could make a narrower and much longer tie and then tie it in a bow. Now mark 2 inches away from either side, as well as marking the middle of the shorter ends. Now mark the center of the long edge. So this will be 12 inches or 30 centimeters. I'm marking 1.5 centimeters in from the center because if you remember, mine is slightly towards the front, so the front piece of the tie will be shorter than the back piece. In order for us to create our front and back notches, we need to measure from the slash line towards each side seam. My measurement from my slash line to my side seam is 14.5 centimeters. I'm measuring this on the seam line. Now I'm going to take away the 1 centimeter seam allowance, which leaves me with 13.5 centimeters. Measuring the back, it is 17 centimeters from the side to the slash line. I'm going to minus the 1 centimeter seam allowance, which leaves me with 16 centimeters. We will take these measurements to mark our notches, 13.5 centimeters for my front notch and 16 centimeters to make my back notches. Anything beyond those notches are going to be the length of my ties. We are now going to shape the ends of our ties. Draw a line from the center mark of the short edge to the 2-inch mark that we made. This can be curved out or straight, whatever you feel like doing. Remember, our pattern piece is going to be folded lengthways in half, so the one edge is going to be straight and the other edge is going to be shaped. We will also need our binding piece that is cut on the bias to bind our slash line. I folded my tie pattern piece in half lengthways and made the notches on the top side as well. We are going to be cutting out 2 sleeves and 2 ties, and remember they are mirror images of each other. We are going to be pinning the ties only, so we are going to match the notches top and bottom and then pin from the notches down towards the point. You can use any method you want to turn these right side out. I'm just using this loop turner. I'm not actually poking a hole in the fabric, I'm just grabbing a fold of it and then turning it through. If you don't have a point turner, you could just use a pin to carefully ease out the point. Reinforce the slash line by sewing from the bottom towards the point. Decrease your stitch length at the point. Press your binding in 6 mm from each edge and then press it in half. Sides together, match your binding to your slash line. Pin and top stitch your binding. Top folded edge of the inside of your binding at a 45-degree angle. Pin, sew and finish the edges of your sleeve seam. Press under 1 centimeter of one side of the opening of your sleeve tie. Remember, because the sleeve tie is different from the front to the back, the opposite sleeve tie will be pressed under on the opposite side. Press the ends of your ties. We are going to be releasing the seam allowance, so it's easier for us to sew our sleeve on. So we're going to snip on either side, but only up until that last stitch, not through the stitching. tie together, we are going to be pinning the center notch of the tie to the sleeve seam. Then we're going to pin either end, where the slash line is, to the ends of the opening in the tie. Allowances towards the tie. I am fusing mine down using fusible hem tape, but you can just as easily press it down and pin it. Match the center notch of the folded over edge to your sleeve seam. I like to make 2 knots in my tie. Your tie is now finished and your sleeve is ready to be set in.